Chef Julia Dunaway, and today we're going to make spicy cauliflower and vegetable tacos. There's just something about tacos, when people think of what they're used to eating inside a taco, it kind of brings to mind something that resembles ground meat. Well, this cauliflower and vegetable mixture kind of looks like some kind of ground meat, but it isn't, and it tastes so similar to what you would expect when you eat a traditional taco, so I think you'll really like it. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is to my hot pan, I'm going to add the onion, and you can kind of hear it sizzling, so you know it's been heating for a minute. I usually like to heat the pan before I add things to it. And then I'm going to put in about 1/4 cup of my vegetable stock. This is a low sodium vegetable stock, and I use that to saute the vegetables, and it works really well. I have the onions and the garlic in the pan, and I'm just going to let them soften for about 3 minutes. And I'm not going to put the lid on this time. I'm just going to let them cook uncovered for about 3 minutes. And while that's going, I'm going to work on the cauliflower or walnut mushroom mixture. So while the onions and garlic are sauteing in the vegetable stock, I'm going to make the rest of the ingredients. So what's in a spicy cauliflower and vegetable taco? Well, first of all, of course, there's cauliflower. This time I'm using frozen cauliflower, and it's already riced, and it looks like rice. In addition to the cauliflower, the rice cauliflower, we have some other ingredients that are going to give this a really nice texture and taste. We're going to have to pulse these in the food processor, so I'm taking some cremini mushrooms. That is the baby portobello mushrooms, so they're kind of dark brown, and they're not as big as portobello mushrooms, but they're the same thing, they're just smaller. I'm going to put some of those in the food processor, along with about 1 cup of walnuts. And these are just walnut halves and pieces, raw. You don't want to get salted or roasted, they're just raw walnuts. And I'm going to put them in the food processor. Alright, so to pulse the walnuts and mushroom, we want to just, like the word pulse, it's just 1, 2, 3. And we want to keep an eye on it so it doesn't turn into a puree. You can see with just 3 or 4 pulses, it's already pretty small, so I'm going to do it a couple more times, and then it should just be about the right size. So at this time, the cauliflower ingredients are ready. This is the walnuts and the mushrooms that will go with the cauliflower. Okay, so I put the walnuts and mushrooms in the pan. I'm going to add the cauliflower. Then I'm going to mix those all together so they can start cooking along with the onions and garlic. Then we have to add our spices and the other ingredients that we're going to be using. I'm going to put in some carrots that I've shredded just on a grater. I think it gives it some nice color. You can also put bell peppers in. I didn't do that this time, but we'll just have the carrots and the cauliflower, mushrooms, onions, garlic, and walnuts. And then we'll have that cooking for a while, and then we have to add some things to season it. While the cauliflower and the rest of the vegetables are sauteing, we're also going to be adding some spices. I've taken some chipotle and adobo. It's chipotle peppers. They're in a sauce called adobo sauce. The peppers have a really nice smoky flavor, so I'm only going to add 1 really big one. You could add 2, but this was a really big one, with a little bit of the sauce, a couple tablespoons of the sauce that is in the can. So I'm adding the chipotle and adobo to the cauliflower and the vegetables. I'll mix it up really well, and that's going to give it a really nice color and the spicy flavor that we're looking for. That's just one of the things we're adding. Then next we're going to add some spices. Next I'm going to add some chili powder, just about 1/2 teaspoon. Some ground cumin, same thing, about 1/2 teaspoon. Some smoked paprika. This is more like a teaspoon, so I'll put 2 of those in there. That also gives it a really nice flavor, also gives it a nice color. And then we can also put in some salt, 1/2 teaspoon to 1 teaspoon. I like to undersalt things and then add salt later. Sometimes there are a lot of people that don't use any salt at all, so you can leave the salt out altogether. But you can kind of see that it's taken on a really nice dark tone now. From when we started, it was just white, beige kind of mixture, but now it's kind of turning into this reddish brown mixture. And we have to cook this for a good 15 to 20 minutes. And that will continue to cook the cauliflower and make it a lot drier and it will just have a different texture, but it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to get it to that point, and that's what we'll do now. Okay, so you can see that the cauliflower mixture has cooked down to where it really does look like some kind of taco meat. And then I like to put a little bit of fresh lemon on it. That kind of gives it a little brightness. So I'll squeeze some lemon on there. And then it's ready to go. What I'm going to do with it is I'm going to take my taco shell, and this is just something I made. I took a corn tortilla and put it in a low oven on the oven rack, so it dried it out a little bit so it will stand as a taco shell without using oil. So now I'm going to fill the taco shells with some of this mixture and put some garnishes on them. I'm going to spoon some of this cauliflower, mushroom, walnut mixture into the taco shell. And then my garnishes can be anything from a little bit of lettuce, some half cherry tomatoes or diced up tomatoes, just a little bit of cilantro, and then I like avocado on everything, so I'm going to put some cubed avocados on there. Makes everything taste good, and since we're not using cheese, adding the avocado adds just that kind of creaminess to the dish. So the tacos have everything on them, the garnishes. We can add a little sauce. This is just a habanero pepper sauce. It gives it a nice little kick. And the tacos are ready to eat. They have the cauliflower rice and the nutty walnuts and the mushrooms with the umami and the chipotle pepper for the spice kick. Nice fresh vegetables, brightness from the added avocado and tomatoes, and it's a delicious dish.